Hello everyone, I'm the author of the book A Road to Wealth and Happiness. In this book, it was published in 2010. The purpose of this book is to help you to choose the shortest path to your wealth and happiness, to help you understand what you want, to help you find your purpose, to help you know who you are and what it is that you want to satisfy your innermost desires. Money, happiness, fame, power. You can ask yourself all these questions and find the answer inside of you. Find out if you are satisfied and happy with your current life. If you have not found happiness and you are not satisfied with what you are currently have, and then I hope this book is for you. I hope this book will help you find the answer for your question and help you find what you want. I will read to you the first chapter, and I will post one chapter at the time, so you can listen to my channel and then download and listen to the rest of the book. And today, chapter 1, Who are you? A baby is born. When we are born, we are merely helpless infants, and we have no knowledge of our individuality. The baby is born without knowing who he is. He only sees what's around him. The first person that he sees is his mother, and then the doctor, the nurse. When the baby is hungry, his mother feeds him with the sweet milk. He feels the warmth of his mother, hears her pleasant voice, and this is the only love that he knows. Gradually, as the baby grows bigger, he begins to recognize his own body. He starts touching his hands with his fingers and then his toes. He begins to recognize that he has the body, but he still does not know who he is. He only knows that he's happy when he is loved and caressed by his mother, and hears her sweet voice or sees her smile. In the happy purity of a baby's life, he only knows the present. These simple pleasures are all he needs. The baby does not need to know yesterday or tomorrow. He only knows today and this present moment. He does not know how to worry. He does not have any fear, since he's only received love and happiness. The purity and innocence of the baby are conditioned and limited by the people around him from the beginning. The ego is born. After the baby recognizes that he has the body, he starts to create for himself the center, and this is his ego. The ego is the center point of the human being, and it is the reflection of everything outside. He is where we develop the exchange of ourselves and the most visceral level. The baby only knows the reflection from the people around him. If the people around him smile to him and praise him, they say he's sweet, he's cute, and he's very smart, the baby will be very happy. Without the attention from others, the baby will feel very neglected and unhappy. He will begin to develop fears, as this is the reflection from what he sees around him. It is at this stage of the baby's life where the outside world begins to mold and shape him. his ego starts to grow. As his growth proceeds, he still does not know who he is. He only sees the reflection from the other people. The only thing he knows and recognizes is his own name. We live in the society that provides every individual with the ego. When the baby goes to school, the teachers at school are the next major contributor to the child's image of himself. The school teaches him to study and work hard and push down the path where the goal is to make him another product of the curriculum so that he will fit in the society. If he does well, people praise him. If he does poorly, his instructors, classmates join him, and often his parents contribute to his feelings of self-doubt. It is here where he starts building and incubating a major portion of his self-worth. Society is a truly conundrum, creating extreme conflicts for the emerging ego. For example, a man will be rejected by society and send him to prison for killing someone on the street. Here, the act of murder is against the morality of our society. However, if the same man is sent to war and kills hundreds of people in combat, he will be rewarded by society with the medal and public praise. This kind of killing is considered moral. Generally, a person's actions and behavior are evaluated and judged based on the benefit of the society. This constant feedback is what shapes a person's self-worth and the ego. Once we leave the warm nest of our birth, the outside world of the society takes over. Your ego creates a need in you. It is a social need, and it is the requirement. The society means everyone else that is around you, not you. Everyone else besides you is the society, and everyone else reflects who you are. The society has to approve and accept you. Therefore, everyone has a contribution for the influence of how you should live. And this is why you develop for yourself a need for acceptance. When you go to school, the teacher will reflect who you are. You will be in friendship with other children, and they will reflect who you are. Little by little, one by one, everyone is adding to your ego, and everyone is trying to modify it in such a way that you do not become a problem to a society. The soul versus the ego. What you need to realize is, as a human being, we all have two centers. First, the soul. The first center is the soul, which the Creator of the universe has given to each one of us. This is what makes man different from all other forms of life. This is a true center. All too often, people fail to recognize this first center, to realize that he is the only true center. We have to provide the necessary stability and fulfillment in our lives. The Japanese speak of a man as having three hearts. The first is the one that he exposes for the entire world to see. This is how he wants to be perceived by the society that constructed his ego and used as his yardstick by which he generally measures. The second is a heart reserved only for family and very close friends. He is sure to begin to see some differences where there are things that he would only tell to close confidants, but no other. These two hearts constitute the second center. Lastly, the third one. The third heart is where his innermost thoughts and beliefs reside. This is his soul, which is where all of the important vendors of true wisdom are found. However, all too often, either we do not recognize this center or we allow the society around us to control our thoughts to such a degree that we ignore the chimney cricket on our shoulder and become automations of the societies. We try to live our lives to fit in with everyone else's approval. We search for praise and status from the society. We need a title, a job, a name, and everything that society put on to make us feel important and significant. We depend on the false center, the ego. The ego. The ego is the second center, and it is the false center. It can be roots of all unhappiness, frustration, anxiety, and hatred. We all spend too much time measuring ourselves against society around us. A building of expectation can only lead to extreme frustration and most frequently disappointment. How often have you seen someone build a successful career, gain a good standing, and suddenly lose his job and position or title? When the only thing that is meaningful to him is his ego, this will bring him down completely, crushing and leaving him with nothing else if he has not found his true center, the soul. All stability has been lost. This is the cauldron of fear boiling over. For without a strong first center, our victim has nowhere to go. You need to learn that the first center is the most important and the true center, that is your soul. Your soul is the source of the true happiness and stability. No one or nothing can change it. No one can take it away from you. If you live in this world and do not get beyond the ego center, and you will never achieve true happiness, you will never know what you want, and you never understand what your given talents are. Ego is the root of all anger and sadness in the world today. If you feel sad and sit down to contemplate why, you will find that it is your ego that is usually the main cause of your suffering. If your spouse praises another, you might become angry and jealous. That is because your ego has been hurt. When your spouse divorces you, the stability may become completely shattered. You will experience fear and can suddenly lose track of who you are. You will suddenly be aware of how much of your life is depending upon the love of your mate. That is why the loss of the spouse often results in a drastic actions like suicide or tremendous depression, leading to the inability to cope with reality. These are the examples representing someone who lives by his ego. First, your ego wants you to believe that you are someone special. As a result, every day you go out and join the world competition and try to prove yourself better than the rest. Second, you spend your time competing, comparing, and collecting worthless status symbols. This behavior can lead to the paranoia, causing you become argumentative, distancing from your associates, even family and friends. To protect your ego, you have to develop a competitive mind. With the competitive mind, you continuously look for faults in others so that you would feel superior, more important, smarter, and better. Fourth, you are always thinking badly about others, yet at the same time, your ego desperately needs approval for those whom you attack. This is the danger of letting your ego dominating you. Fifth, your thirst for false compliments from other people, and you are always worried about what they think while showing off and praising yourself. Six, you often feel satisfied and happy when you see other people fail and unhappy. All of the above facts prove that we depend too much on other people's opinion and criticism. We care too much in what they think of us and how they feel about us. This only creates unhappiness and hatred. How can people be happy if they live by other people's opinions? This is why most people are suffering, struggling to find acceptance and praises by others. This is a short story I want to tell you about one's life and how it's affected by other people's opinions. Years ago, in the old village, there was a man who traveled with his son to go to the market. He put all of his wares on the old donkey, and they both walked along the road, leading the loyal creature. As they walked, they came upon someone who said to the man, "Foolish old man, you should ride on the donkey and let your son walk. Why waste your energy walking?" The man thought for a while and said to himself, "He's right." He made a decision to get on the donkey. A little while later, they met up with another man, and this one said, "Look at you, selfish old man. You are not a good father. You ride on the donkey and make your son walk. You do not even know how to love your own son." The old man was embarrassed, quickly got off the donkey and raised his son up and put him on the donkey. They traveled along a little further and came upon yet another man, scold the son and say, "You are a terrible son. How can you ride on the donkey and make your own father walk? You have no respect." The son, hearing this, quickly jumped off the donkey and regained his position, walking with his father. In the end, they both walked together as they did at the beginning. This story clearly illustrates that if you live your life listening to others and everything they say, you can never satisfy all of them. Someone will always find something to criticize about you or what you are doing. You must learn to do what you believe is right, and that should be sufficient. You need to use your own judgment. In society, the reality of the world is that everyone goes around criticizing others when they do not even know who they are or what they want. Too many people spend too much time living for someone else. The wife spends all her time satisfying her husband and her children. She never pays any attention to herself or her own needs. The husband spends all his time competing in the world around him, matching his wits and ego with those of others, believing that this is the way to serve his family. As you grow up and become more aware of who you are, you need to realize that your ego, the one you have nourished with a false hope, is not what needs to be satisfied for true happiness. You need to recognize that it is the root, the source of misery in life. Dr. Wayne Dyer in the movie The Shift inspired me with this concept. This movie has brought me to the clear picture of why we should know who we are, why we should look deep into our inner self, which is the soul, to find our dreams and our true desires. When you let go of your ego, you will find your true self. These are the signs to tell you why your ego dominates you. It has been built up and programmed in you from the day you were born by other people around you. Your ego does not want you to change. It is determined to dominate you, and it wants to control your entire life. It is like a disease from within. It lives in fears and worries and depends on the false center. It always wants you to praise it and look down on others. The most important thing is it does not want you to discover that you have a true center, your soul. It worries that your soul might destroy it. Those are the signs of your egos that dominating you. If you allow it, your ego will overshadow you and take control over your entire life. It knows how fragile it is. It is why it must possess you like a demon and take away your soul. You must suppress your ego. It is your soul that provides to you all the blessing from the universe. This is your inner source of wealth and happiness. No one around you can give you this. It is yours to discover, to expand. It is yours to develop. It is up to you to answer all of the questions and discover who you are. What is your definite purpose and why you are here in this world? When you can answer all of these questions for yourself, you are beginning your first steps to a road to wealth and happiness. This is the end of the chapter 1, the ego. I hope you digest it and think about it. In the next chapter, I will read to you wealth and happiness. Where is it? Thank you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like my video. Please subscribe, give it a thumb up, like to support my channel. Thank you so much.